As far as like customers, do you mainly have college students that ride on the pedicab?
So our client base is a lot of locals, visitors, and students, and then the communities that surround that. So we get a lot of students around, but then also their families and friends know about us from that. Mike Goldstein, I own and operate Capital City Pedicabs. We provide safe and fun rides around the Gain Street and FSU campus area. We're out for a lot of events throughout the year and just getting people to and from class and late nights on time and safely.
This is a business that your dad started, right?
Yep.
So what inspired your dad to start this business, and then what inspired you to take it over?
So we're on a family trip in New York at the time, about 20-ish years ago, maybe less. I can't remember exactly when, but from there we kind of there was a taxi cab strike going on, so the only way to get around was on a pedicab. So we kind of found that, and he was pretty involved in his previous life working with state government real estate. So he was part of the Gain Street Revitalization Committee. So he got to help see the changes that were coming. So he set the foundation for the business at that point, started it, and then when I took over, we're living through what Gain Street is now, which helps out because it's a lot more bike and pedestrian friendly as well.
How has your business changed since the pandemic in 2020?
Gotten a lot better. Don't have to actually rely on a lot of government grants at this point, which helps. With the weather getting better and then just people getting out again, it's been a lot of uptick in business versus waiting to see what happens. So it's been a nice growth over the last couple of years since the pandemic started.
And what were the biggest challenges you faced post-COVID?
Just getting back out there again in full force and really just being back involved as much as we were before the pandemic, because once 2020 hit, it was kind of hard to get out when a lot of places were closed down or still adjusting to what that meant out in the world. So it's just getting back out and about and being seen again.
And have you seen a full recovery, or are you still experiencing setbacks when it comes to your business?
I think like a lot of the hospitality folks out there, we're still recovering as far as the economy and just post-COVID. Inflation's a factor for sure, just in general, but we are still getting through it and not quite full recovery, but definitely see an uptick at this point.
And what adjustments did you have to make to keep your business running during COVID?
We switched a lot from just the rides to sponsorship opportunities, merchandise, and just adapting to not just getting out for outside, but we had to just kind of do a lot of stuff from home and really adapt and get ready for when it's time to get back out again.
So you have a shirt that says Bike Curious,
Yep.
which is really unique and very funny. So what inspired you to put that on a shirt?
Honestly, a South Park episode, so we kind of use humor to pivot with the catchphrase, but then also it's like just low key, it's subtle for asking if you want to ride, because I mean a lot of people take the joke on the front, but it's just for what it is. But then also on the back of our shirts, we have sponsored logos that get out there, so they're in people's faces around town, so that helps. But yeah, really just kind of a subtle joke, but also just asking if you want to ride around.
And has the revenue from the shirts been better for your business?
About equal to the rides and tours, but it helped out in the interim, and then we also just do get them out there a lot, so it helps with brand awareness and recognition. So we've definitely seen a lot of the shirts around town, and we get to ship them around the country now too, which is kind of cool. So we get to have our brand represented throughout the country and almost the world at this point.
Besides, the shirts and the sponsorships and things to keep your business going, are there any other changes that you've made that you've kept because they worked well?
Well, we hit 12 years back in September, so it's kind of a milestone in itself. So we kind of adapted with things along the years, but kept with what works, which is just being a valuable asset in the community and get people around safely. So we don't really look at the money first, look at the people that we help get around, and we kind of grow from that.
As far as like customers, do you mainly have college students that ride on the pedicab?
So our client base is a lot of locals, visitors, and students, and then the communities that surround that. So we get a lot of students around, but then also their families and friends know about us from that. So we do get a good variety of people to hop on, but it depends on the event and what time of day and a lot of factors like that. But yeah, a good chunk of our clients are students, but then their family and friends get to be a part of it as well. And then we also get referrals throughout the years, so it's more of post-pandemic, people are getting out again, so they kind of look for us at events to use. And we do a lot of the FSU sporting events and different things like Cascades Park, Railroad Square, and things like that, so of that nature. So we get out for a lot of things, like even today we did the Tallahassee Marathon, and so we got tired runners back around after the race. So we're a good asset and community liaison of sorts to help people know about what's going on, but also be part of those events when they're happening.
So I remember you mentioning that you had grants in the past for your business.
Yep.
So how did that help you financially? And then currently in this day and age of 2025 with grants, is it still helping you currently?
So in the early COVID pandemic times, we did tap into the grants that were out there for that purpose. So we got a lot of county and city funds that were meant for the time frame. Ran out very quick because we used that on some PR and getting through business bills that we needed at the time. So that's all gone. But that being said, it helped out at the time as a lot of businesses, some didn't even get the opportunity to get those grants. So we felt lucky that we got through that process. But fast forward to now, we don't really get a lot of grants right now, but we do a lot of marketing and sponsorship opportunities throughout the year. So we work a lot with Main Street Buys and those folks for consistent monthly marketing opportunities, but also we've done work with the county. Last year we worked at the Bicentennial to help promote that, so that was really cool being part of the Big 200 for the city, getting the word out for them with that. But then next year we are helping this year to promote the cross country world championships that we're hosting in town. So that's going to bring in a good amount of people from all over the world to Tallahassee.
And what are your biggest goals moving forward when it comes to your business?
Still be here. That's one thing, because there are days when you get out and you're like, oh, cool, we're here, but we're not sure what we're doing today. But just still being present and I guess being relevant in a time when things are mostly online these days and people can call and Uber or just find ways around. So we're a unique experience whereas we're open air, safer, and sometimes just more luxurious in the aspect of getting out there for it. And then just more work-life balance. So there are days when nothing going on and I can just relax about not being out. So it's stuff like that kind of is good to have those refresh days.
What advice would you give other business owners navigating post-pandemic challenges?
I'd be grateful you're still here, because some businesses didn't make it past it. And even with the pandemic, there's still weather like tornadoes, recovery still going on, hurricanes. I guess snow now we all worry about, so that's kind of funny with Tallahassee having a snow week. But yeah, just be resilient, don't give up, and stick it out, because it's worth it in the end.
Do you feel better prepared for future disruptions after going through COVID?
I guess yes and no, because like now that we've lived through it once, we can kind of prep for it, but there's still no actual prep for something like that, because it's possible that money's run out from the grant situations and stuff like that, but also a lot of us are just lucky to get through it. So you gotta be thankful for that we're still here, but there's no real way to prepare for something of that magnitude that could happen once in a lifetime as far as we know, but we can't predict the future, so we just gotta be ready to bounce back at that point.
Now that we're post-pandemic, have you seen an improvement in your rides or has it decreased?
It's probably gotten back to pre-pandemic times as far as weekly. I mean, the daily is a little probably less than that, but as far as we probably average 30 to 40 rides a week when there's stuff busy now, so it helps. Stuff going on throughout the week helps for different events to plan for and stuff like that. I've been to a lot of events that are at our service areas between Palace Saloon and Cascades Park. It's just a matter of like fluctuation of weather being a factor as well and things of that nature. So like, for example, January is a little slower with it being colder here, but now it's warming up again that people are getting out and about, so it helps out.
Where can people find you on social media if they need you like instantly? Like, do you just do Gain Street area, or can you like go to somebody's house and be like, hey, I can pick you up from your house? Like, how does that work, and how can they get in contact with you outside of like in-person contact?
So day to day, we're mostly Gain Street, College Town, FSU area, just for the nature of Tallahassee's a little hilly, so it's hard to navigate sometimes with that. And most people don't realize we're still a bicycle. I could go somewhere far, but it would take us a while. But yeah, day to day, it's mostly that service area of Gain Street, Madison Street, College Town, Rose Square, and Palace Saloon area. But if we need to, we can figure out ways to get out for further out events as far as being booked. And like, we've done weddings before over town. We've done different progressive birthday parties and stuff like that. And they can find us on Instagram, Twitter, I guess formerly X. It's CC Pedicabs LLC, and then Facebook is Capital City Pedicabs LLC. Mike Goldstein, owner and operator of Capital City Pedicabs. Let's ride.